Okay, so this is a more complicated farm. I've used a larger piece of grid paper. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across, and then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. So that means there are 32 squares of land, and again, land still costs 10 in our village. So that means that 320 is the total cost. Something I forgot to mention in the last one was the total cost for the whole thing. So I mentioned we built blah, blah, blah. We built all this, and then the total adds up to 120. I'm not sure if I mentioned that in the last video. Anyway, this one works out to be 562, unless my math is wrong. Yeah, you can work out if my math is wrong. So this house, this farm, is built on 32 squares of land. And the first thing that I did when I built this is buy 12 blocks of stone, 8 for the building, and it's this building in the center here, with the brown and grey diagonal lines. The brown being floor, like before, but the grey being slate roof. Okay. So that was just, firstly, 8 squares for that building, but then 4 blocks I used for fences. And if you remember from the very first video, 1 block of stone, 1 block of wood can be used to make 4 lengths of fence. So you can see here, there are other grey lines that aren't the actual stone building. There are, between the grey building and the brown building at the top, there are 2, right here in the middle, 2. That's 2 lengths of fence. Then down here, next to the green triangles, which are the planted seeds, there's 2 more. Then going across the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then 9, 10 up the side, and 11, 12 next to it. With the original 4 that I counted, that is 16 lengths of fence. 16 divided by 4 is 4. I used 4 stone blocks for fences. Same procedure as before for the little house that I built here for this one. I bought 10 wood, 4 for the buildings and 6 for the floors. And so this is literally 1, 2, 3, 4 squares of building, but then there are 4 diagonal brown lines, which are floors. And 1 block of wood can make 2 floors. So this building has 4 squares of floor, which is 2 blocks of wood. Then this building has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squares of wooden floor, which is another 4 wooden blocks. Hopefully I haven't messed that up. Okay. Slate for the roof. I just had 8 squares of slate roof, and there it is, right in the middle there, 8. It costs 32 for 8 because they cost 4 each. And then thatch roof for the little building up here, that's another 4. And over here, livestock, seed, and food. Now you will need food. Your people will need food. And if they don't have food, firstly, they produce less. And if they don't have food for too long, they die. You only start off with 1 person. If that person dies, we'll have to come up with something else. I'm not sure what that's going to be. But let's get back to the farm itself. So there are green triangles, which are crops. So this farm, it says here, seed, number 8. So that means that this person has bought 8 seed, and seed costs 3. So that means it costs 24 in total for the seed. 6 are planted as crops, and 2 are in storage. Now, at the moment, you can store small amounts in your house. But the 6 planted are the 6 green triangles. When it comes to the harvesting season, which is the 4th season, or is it the 3rd season? Yes, the 3rd season. You harvest that and you will get more seed from each triangle of seed that you planted. So for each square you planted, I think you get 2 or 3. I can't remember what it is, but it's more than what you planted, so that some of it you could replant next spring and some of it you can turn into food. Then, the yellow triangles are livestock. I imagine that they're cows or sheep. At the moment, we might change that, and we might have cows and sheep and chickens as different coloured square triangles. I don't know. Livestock are expensive, 15 each, and there are two. Now you'll notice there is a fence next to the livestock on all sides. That is so the livestock doesn't get away. But even more importantly, if that fence here, stopping them from getting into the green triangles, wasn't there, they would then damage your crops. So you don't have to have your livestock with a fence around them if you can't afford it. But sometimes they might get away. Sometimes they could be attacked by wolves or stolen by goblins. Maybe they'll get into your crops. Maybe you want a wall around your crops as well to stop deer from getting in and eating it. So the total cost for this was $562. That is someone that's rolled quite well. The average person won't have that much. Won't have that much money, that many crowns to spend. So good luck with your building, and I will hopefully make another video where I explain why you would buy different kinds of things.